Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Matthew. I'm an architect. Welcome to my channel. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Okay, YouTube, today we're going to do a reaction video, and we are reacting to one of Architectural Digest videos, and this one is going to be inside Burna Boy's Lagos mansion. Okay, let's go to it.
Yeah, what's up, AD? Welcome to my food. Come on.
Nice.
We're gonna start with the waiting area right here. This is where you wait for me when you pull up as a visitor.
Just going to pause it here. We have some interesting things here. There's not a lot of light, I notice. If I rewind it back to the entrance door, we can see that there is no light coming through. So basically you have a box area, which basically you only have a single light source. It appears to go through like this. You have the main door here, and you only have a very tiny slit window that brings in light in this location. That's the only location that light can get in. And then he appears to have used all of this space here with furniture, and he has decorated it to his taste. It's not too bad. I would have liked to see more light going into this, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Let's see how it goes.
We're gonna start with the waiting area right here. This is where we wait for me when you pull up as a visitor. The paintings are done by my little sister, Lisi. Shout out to her. Yeah. We're moving on. Yeah, man, this is my favorite room, my vinyl room. So this is where I come to get my inspiration and get my head right. So a lot of special things here. See all the old records and vinyls.
Just pause it here. You've got a nice little ceiling detail there. He's brought in some lighting, so I could imagine what this would be like at night time. You do have a lot of decoration. Obviously he's a music artist, so you do have the records there. I think he's made a decorative feature out of the record space. And then I do like the high storage space, which is out of the way but still accessible. So that's a good use of the space which people tend to neglect at the high level. Yeah, it's very nice.
Most of them given to me by my granddad. That's him when he was Fela Kuti's manager. This is Ebenezer Obey. Obviously, we got Bob Marley, got Andy Barrister, legend. Got me, young legend. Yeah, got the little family wall. It's my mom and dad, grandma, all that. Yeah, man. So this is where the vibe is. Living room downstairs. Obviously, you can see the pool and just to see what's going on outside.
So I just paused on this this window here, which is, it looks like it's got some automated blinds in there. So that's a nice little blind details. So you can see the blinds there in elevation view. A nice little window there. And it does have some automated blinds. They do look like they can black out, so he has the blinds here, and then you can see a nice little track that runs down the edge of the windows. So what that does is that enables the blind to run within that track, and it closes out any of the light gaps which would normally appear for traditional blinds. So that's quite nice. So in plan you do have the blind system, and then you do have a track where the blinds can run in, and that prevents any light coming in. So that's pretty good. Let's continue on.
You know, very important, very important. The first floor, my little sister Ronnie's room. He has this weird ass ceiling.
That's very rustic. I can see the ceiling here and the exposed light fixtures. That's a very modern style, but with a retro aspect of using retro bulbs. I'm not quite sure from the quality of this video what type of bulb it is, but they do look quite warm. He's got an exposed, it looks like concrete ceiling. You can just see the formwork there on the ceiling, so that's another way that he's expressed the actual architecture and construction of the building itself. At the windows you can see the brickwork exposed as well, and some extra additional lighting. That's quite nice. It's quite nice. It's a very particular style, so you either have a love it or a hate it response to it. Me personally, I do love it.
I don't know why she did that. She's kind of cool. Little sister Nisi's room. You see the paintboard. Because all the paintings in my house, she does them, so again, she probably will paint something up.
Very nice.
Moving on up.
I think most people will miss the tire repurposed as a side table there. But yeah, that's quite nice too.
My little spot, sleep pads. My little living room. This is kind of like as many awards as I could fit, because this whole place will look like a shrine if we put all of them. Little bar again. I told you I put all the bars in. Gotta get lit.
Mini bar. Gotta have one of those. Now that's a nice roof space. I'm just gonna pause it here for a second. You can see there's so much wind here. I think there's definitely a need to improve the wind that's coming up on there. So I'd increase the height of the guardrail going around there. Because it's using glass, it doesn't really affect the views, but I would definitely make use of at least some guardrails which go higher, so that you can block out some of that wind that's coming through. And also you can see where he's got the trellis overhanging with the planting as well. That actually looks like it could fall down at any minute. So one tip, I'll definitely increase the height of that guardrail. If not, then you've got to kind of suffer with this wind situation, which I'm sure will be pleasant most days in Nigeria, but there's going to be days when it's windy like this and you do not want to go out there.
This is the top of the world, the top of my world. Welcome to the...
And then another look at the view that's going out there. I mean, it's not the highest of locations, but it's high enough to see quite a fair distance. Ideally, he'll go up another level, because I can see the building actually goes up higher. I don't know whether that's a overrun space or mechanical plant that's on the upper roof, but I'll definitely make use of the upper roof as well as this kind of intermediate roof as well. There is views going out, but it seems to only be able to see other rooftops, which is a bit upsetting because there's a lot of unique features in this build.
Garden of Burna. Let's try to make a little island and stuff, you know, a little vibe. Oh, look at the jungle, right? Look, this way I come to pray every morning as well.
Cinema room, yeah.
Yeah, we went to the cinema. When it's movie time, shoes go off. This is all my favorite movies on the wall. If you don't know, stranger.
So the cinema room has no windows. That's a plus. You don't need to do any fancy blinds or window coverings that black out the sunlight that comes through. So that's definitely a plus. A lot of cinema rooms, they go into the basement, but in this case he's found a space which actually works with his apartment. So this is very good.
Good things, we have issues. Boys in the hood need no explanation. I think this wall just shows you how to win my heart, you know? That's my little movie time, you get me? Popcorn maker, snacks, fridge, all of that.
One thing, the space is quite small, and it's definitely a bachelor pad kind of environment where you have individual seating and there's not very much in terms of couple seating, so there's no love seats in there. It's very bachelor pad style. I can see the popcorn machine in the background there as well.
Now we're going to the magic spot. Yeah, man. Come on. A little dressing room. It's time to get fly. You know, I'm your guy. Yeah.
As expected. Nice use of the lighting on the cove ceiling there. I think we had
This
a
is
rocket.
actually studio right here. Fourth door. Yeah, man.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. He's got a sort of secret passage that goes through to his recording studio. Definitely something which lots of people would try and have, but I think he's done it quite well with it being behind the painting of himself.
Come on, let's leave the genius. Yeah, man.
Oh, I didn't notice the pool here, and he does seem to have a upper deck, which I'm not sure if that's part of his apartment building or whether that's some sort of shared space, but he does have an upper deck there, which I'm sure someone has use of it.
And obviously we got the pool, as you can see. Come over here, come on, let me show you. See that right there? Yeah!
African giant.
So basically the idea for this was, I wanted it to feel like the pool was going in the house. That's my little idea. Just a sunken lounge. So obviously, you know, I love fireplaces and stuff. But that's not...
I'll just pause this right here. You've got the house and the pool right next to each other. I'm gonna sketch this out. So in elevation, you do have this nice little framing here, which frames a nice little window. And then you have the pool below that. And then you have a deck above with some railing. And then you have another framing member which comes around to form the side piece. And then in plan you have the main house, and then the pool that comes around the main house, and then you have a sunken seating area down below. Yeah, that's quite nice. I think the only concern I have is the location of this sort of seating area at the end of the pool. So these guys can look over to the pool, but the pool seems somewhat disconnected from everyone around it. I tend to expect some deck chairs to be in place, and then people be sitting on these deck chairs and then sunbathing and stuff like that. But it doesn't seem to have that in this scheme. That's an interesting one.
But that's not practical in Nigerian stuff, so it's not practical in Nigerian stuff, so it's kind of improvised. Have little night parties, barbecues.
Okay, so that was my reaction video to Burna Boy's Lagos mansion. Overall, I'm quite impressed. I think that if someone wants to design something, they should definitely make it personal, and I think he's definitely done that. I think all of the finishing touches that have happened in his house are his, and they're personal to him, so subjectively, he's done a good job. One of the other criticisms I would have about the build is the architecture could have defined some of the spaces a little bit better, and then also the architecture itself doesn't lend to the built environment. So for instance, you had the wind issues on the roof terrace, and that's simply because there's no protection from the wind. Typically an architect would study wind patterns and they would integrate that into the design. And also I did notice there's a lot of air conditioning units within the house and a lot of tight spaces which box in any heat. knowing the construction of that part of the world, a lot of the walls will be made out of solid masonry, and because of that they create a oven inside your home, and basically you do need to use air conditioning, but with smart use of some of the ancient techniques that they used to use in that part of the world, especially when you go further inland and it's more like a desert climate. You basically have things which passively ventilate your home, and there's no need for additional air conditioning. So that's one of the other comments that I'd make. The other one is that the style is very sort of westernized, so there's a lot of Western influence, but I think they could have looked more into the more traditional vernacular to form the architecture of this build. But apart from that, I think he's done a good job, and that'll be my my reaction video to inside Burna Boy's Lagos mansion through Architectural Digest. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, make sure you share the video, comment down below, like the video, and demolish that subscribe button so that we can build back better. Alright, see ya.